All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Valsa Williams and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds bravery of Indian soldiers in Galwan Valley. Says world has taken note of India's strength. India will not allow import of power supply equipment from China without government permission, says Power Minister. ICMR asked states to encourage private laboratories for NABL accreditation to ensure quality COVID-19 testing. Government postpones JEE and NEET examinations in view of COVID-19 pandemic. Home Minister Amit Shah reviews preparedness to deal with monsoon and flood situation in the country. And President Ramnath Kovind to inaugurate Dharma Chakra Day celebrations on Ashadh Purnima from Rashtrapati Bhavan today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi undertook a day-long whirlwind visit to Leh yesterday. In a surprise to all, he visited Leh and touched all the important points to send a strong signal across the borders and to boost the morale of the soldiers guarding the country's sovereignty at the borders. The Prime Minister said the courage, valour and dedication of the Indian Army to protect the honour of Mother India is incomparable. Addressing the soldiers of the Indian Army during his visit to Ladakh at Nimu, the Prime Minister said the time for expansionism is over. This is the era of development. He recalled that it is this mindset of expansionism that did great harm.
विस्तारवाद का युग समाप्त हो चुका है। ये युग विकासवाद का है। तेजी से बदलते हुए समय में विकासवाद ही प्रासंगिक है और विकासवाद ही भविष्य का आधार भी है। बीती शताब्दियों में विस्तारवाद ने ही मानवता का सबसे ज्यादा हित किया। विस्तारवाद की जीत जब किसी पर सवार हुई है, उसने हमेशा विश्व शांति के सामने खतरा पैदा किया है। इतिहास गवाह है कि ऐसी ताकतें मिट गई हैं।
The Prime Minister said the courage of the Indian soldiers is higher than the heights where they are posted. He said through the bravery which has been shown by the soldiers, a message has gone to the entire world about India's strength. Mr. Modi added that the bravery of 14 Corps will be talked about everywhere and tales of the bravery and valour they exhibited are echoing in every house of the country. He added, this land in Ladakh is India's crown and it has given several brave hearts to the nation.
दुनिया ने आपका अदम्य साहस देखा है। भारत माता के दुश्मनों ने आपकी फायरगोई देखी है और आपकी फ्यूरी भी। लद्दाख का तो ये पूरा हिस्सा, ये भारत का मस्तक, 130 करोड़ भारतीयों के मान सम्मान का प्रतीक है। ये भूमि भारत के लिए सर्वस्व त्याग करने के लिए हमेशा तैयार रहने वाले राष्ट्रभक्तों की धरती है।
Prime Minister Modi added, those who are weak can never initiate peace, as bravery is a prerequisite for peace. He said we Indians have worked for the betterment of humanity. Union Power Minister R.K. Singh has said India will not allow import of power supply equipment from China without permission from the government. He added that such an import may be used as a Trojan horse element which can be potentially used to trigger a power grid shutdown in the country. Addressing the virtual State Energy Ministers' conference yesterday, Mr. Singh asserted that Indian companies will need government permission to import all power supply equipment and components from China or any other country. He said all such imports will be subjected to an intense inspection in certified laboratories designated by Power Ministry to check for any kind of embedded malware, trojans or cyber threats. Mr. Singh stressed on the need to promote Indian manufacturers of conductors, transformers, tower elements and parts of electric meters.
The Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, has written to states and union territories saying all private laboratories in their areas which intend to initiate TrueNat and CBNat based tests for COVID-19 be encouraged to apply for NABL accreditation to ensure quality testing. In a letter, Additional Director General of ICMR, Dr. G.S. Toteja said, many of the labs are doing this test for the first time, and in view of this, it is prudent to comply with NABL norms and obtain accreditation of private labs. The letter stated that ICMR so far has included a mandatory criterion for obtaining National Accreditation Board for Testing and Calibration Laboratories NABL accreditation for all COVID-19 testing private laboratories, including those with TrueNat and CBNat platform. The letter said this is primarily to ensure quality testing and ensure correct interpretation of test results. Indian Council of Medical Research ICMR is planning to launch indigenous COVID-19 vaccine for public use by the 15th of August after completion of all clinical trials. ICMR has partnered with Bharat Biotech International Limited to develop this path-breaking COVID-19 vaccine. ICMR has asked Bharat Biotech to fast-track the clinical trial mechanism and ensure that the subject enrollment is initiated by 7th of July. More from our correspondent.
ICMR and Bharat Biotech have joined hands for the development of potential COVID-19 vaccine. Bharat Biotech has stepped up its effort to meet the target. However, final outcome will depend on the cooperation of all clinical sites involved in this project. This is the first indigenous vaccine being developed by India for COVID-19 and one of the top priority projects of the government. The vaccine is derived from a strain SARS-CoV-2 isolated by ICMR National Institute of Virology, Pune. Recently, the Central Drug Standard Control Organization has granted approval to Bharat Biotech India to conduct human clinical trials for corona vaccine called Covaxin. Bhupendra Singh, AIR News, Delhi.
The Union Health Ministry has issued revised clinical management protocol for COVID-19 patients. The new protocol also contains details of symptoms and conditions in different stages of treatment. The ministry has also described the use of investigational therapies, remdesivir, convalescent plasma, tocilizumab and hydroxychloroquine HCQ on COVID-19 infected persons. It said the use of these drugs is subjected to limited availability in the country as of now, and currently these drugs should only be used in a defined subgroup of patients. In the protocol, the ministry has recommended the dosage of the antiviral drug remdesivir being administered to hospitalized COVID-19 patients to 5-day treatment course. The ministry said remdesivir drug is only for restricted emergency use on patients with moderate disease who are on oxygen support. The drug cannot be administered to a pregnant or lactating mother and children below the age of 12 years. Also, the drug is not recommended to a patient with severe renal impairment. The use of anti-malarial drug HCQ has been recommended for early use in the disease course as possible to achieve any meaningful effects and should be avoided in patients with severe disease. The Union Cabinet Secretary held a high-level review meeting on preparedness for COVID-19 with the states and union territories. The Union Health Ministry said early detection and timely clinical management of COVID-19 cases have resulted in increasing daily recoveries. During the last 24 hours, more than 20,000 COVID-19 patients have been cured, taking the cumulative figure to 3,79,891. The recovery rate amongst COVID-19 patients has crossed 60% and it now stands at 60.73%. The ministry said presently there are over 2,27,000 active cases and all are under medical supervision. The Union Government has decided to open all centrally protected monuments by completely abiding to safety protocols from Monday. Tourism Minister Prahlad Singh Patel said only those monuments and museums which are in the non-containment zones will be open for visitors. He said all centrally protected monuments and sites will be bound by the protocols like sanitization, social distancing and other health protocols issued by the Health Ministry. He added any specific orders of the state and district administration shall also be strictly implemented. Our correspondent reports that these monuments were closed in the wake of the pandemic. A total of 3,691 centrally protected monuments come under the Archaeological Survey of India. Out of these, 820 centrally protected monuments which have places of worship were opened on the 8th of last month. The entry tickets will be issued by e-mode only and no physical tickets will be issued until further orders. The visitors have to follow social distancing and use of face cover or mask is mandatory.
The Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal held a meeting with office bearers of export promotion councils to discuss and address the issues of exporters due to COVID-19. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Goyal said that after setbacks in the first 2 months of this financial year, exports are recovering fast as the unlock process gains momentum and the economic activity makes a revival. He said that the data of June will reflect the gains, with the merchandise export figures touching almost 88% of the corresponding period last year. He lauded the role of exporters for attaining the feat in such a short time. The Agriculture Ministry has said it is taking several measures to facilitate the farmers and farming activities at field level during COVID-19 pandemic. The ministry said there has been a noteworthy progress of sowing area coverage under Kharif crops. It said over 68 lakh hectare area have been brought under sowing of summer rice this year as compared to 49.23 lakh hectares during the corresponding period of last year. Pulses have been sown in about 36.82 lakh hectares as compared to 9.46 lakh hectares during the corresponding period of last year. The ministry said over 100 lakh hectares area have been brought under sowing of oil seeds as compared to 33.63 lakh hectares during the corresponding period of last year. It said sugarcane has been sown in about 50.62 lakh hectares area as compared to 49.86 lakh hectares in comparison to the corresponding period of last year.
In our series Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Dr. S. Rajeshwari, Department of Anesthesiology, AIIMS, has advised people to stay at home and maintain hand hygiene.
We have seen that there is a severe shortage of ICU facilities in the most developed of countries. And in order that we do not face the same calamity in our country, it is vital that we do not stress the health system by becoming more sick and bringing more patients. And for this, I urge that you must stay at home and must maintain hand hygiene to reduce the number of patients coming into the hospital.
Dr. Purva Mathur, Professor, Lab Medicine, AIIMS, said social distancing is very important to check the spread of the virus.
The coronavirus spreads by droplets when a person coughs or sneezes. These droplets do not travel beyond 1 meter, and that is why it's important to maintain social distancing.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds bravery of Indian soldiers in Galwan Valley, says world has taken note of India's strength. India will not allow import of power supply equipment from China without government permission, says Power Minister. ICMR asks states to encourage private laboratories for NABL accreditation to ensure quality COVID-19 testing. Government postpones JEE and NEET examinations in view of COVID-19 pandemic. Home Minister Amit Shah reviews preparedness to deal with monsoon and flood situation in the country. And President Ramnath Kovind to inaugurate Dharma Chakra Day celebrations on Ashad Purnima from Rashtrapati Bhavan today. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
The Union Government has postponed medical and engineering entrance examinations, NEET and JEE, in view of COVID-19 pandemic. Now, joint entrance exam, JEE main examination will be held from the 1st to the 6th of September this year, while JEE advanced exam on the 27th of September. The National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test NEET will be held on the 13th of September. In a video message on Twitter, Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank said the decision has been taken keeping in mind the safety of students and to ensure quality education.
जेईई मेन परीक्षा 1 सितंबर से और 6 सितंबर के बीच की जाएगी, जबकि नीट की परीक्षा को 13 सितंबर को सुनिश्चित किया गया है। और आपको ये भी जिज्ञासा होगी कि जेईई एडवांस को कब होना है, तो 27 सितंबर 2020 को उसकी भी परीक्षा की तिथियों को निश्चित किया गया है।
The decision was taken following recommendations of an expert committee set up by the government to review the feasibility of conducting the exams in July. The panel recommended to postpone the examinations. Jammu and Kashmir reported 4 more COVID-19 deaths yesterday, taking the total fatality count across the Union Territory to 119. Meanwhile, 170 fresh cases of COVID-19 were recorded during the last 24 hours, taking the overall count of positive cases to 8,019. Of the total positive cases, 2,825 are active cases. 101 persons were discharged from hospitals in the last 24 hours after recovering from the infection. So far, 5,075 people have been cured so far. The recovery rate of COVID-19 in the Union Territory has reached 63.37%. Still in Jammu and Kashmir, 21 domestic flights with 2,129 passengers on board landed at Jammu and Srinagar airports on day 40 of the resumption of domestic flight operations. AIR Jammu correspondent reports that besides an international charter cargo flight with 219 passengers also arrived at the Srinagar airport.
In Madhya Pradesh, police have started a helpline service with the objective of controlling incidents of increased suicides due to stress or other reasons in the time of corona pandemic. The purpose of this helpline service is to help the aggrieved person in any way. Details from our correspondent.
The helpline service started by Baitul District Police has been named Aspas, means around, so that a distressed, disturbed or depressed person does not feel lonely themselves and they realize that help is around them. Baitul ASP Shraddha Joshi told AIR that this service is available for 24 hours. The police will also provide the services of a psychiatrist to the needy.
अगर केस बहुत क्रिटिकल है और हमें लग रहा है कि संबंधित व्यक्ति को हमारी सहायता की आवश्यकता है तो तुरंत हमारा फास्ट रिस्पांस व्हीकल वहां जाएगा और अगर हमारी या फिर किसी मेडिकल फैसिलिटीज की आवश्यकता है तो वो भी संबंधित तक पहुंचाई जाएगी.
Clinical psychology expert Mayank Rajput said that by identifying the depressed person we can save precious lives.
अगर आपको इससे ज्यादा कहीं मानसिक तनाव है, किसी मानसिक स्थिति से ग्रस्त हैं, तो आपको काउंसलिंग की सुविधाएं भी दी जाएगी, किसी डॉक्टर के पास रेफर किया जाएगा.
It is expected that this campaign will have positive results. With Mayank Bhargav from Baitul, Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
Gujarat recorded 687 new coronavirus positive cases during the last 24 hours, taking the overall tally to 34,686. Quoting the State Health Department, AIR Ahmedabad correspondent reports that 18 patients have lost their lives due to COVID-19, taking the total death toll in the state to 1,906. Our correspondent has the details.
Gujarat has recorded 687 new cases during the last 24 hours. Maximum 195 cases reported from Ahmedabad city, while Surat recorded 190 new cases. According to official sources, out of 7,839 active cases in the state, conditions of 61 patients are critical and they are on ventilator. 340 patients have been discharged from the various hospitals after recovery during the last 24 hours. With this, the total patients recovered from the COVID-19 have gone up to 24,941. Meanwhile, Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation has added 14 new areas in micro-containment zones, taking the total number of micro-containment zones in the city up to 60. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
The West Bengal government has decided to take penal actions for violation of social distancing norms and not wearing masks in the wake of the ongoing COVID pandemic. State Home Secretary Alapan Bandyopadhyay issued order to this effect and directed district administration and municipalities for its strict compliance. We have a report.
In view of steady rise of COVID cases, the West Bengal government has decided to enforce strict measures to contain the spread of virus. The state has registered highest number of cases of infected and death on a single day due to COVID-19 in last 24 hours. According to the State Health Department sources, the record number of 669 people were tested corona positive during the period, taking the total number of such cases to over 20,000, while highest number of 18 persons died of the disease in last 24 hours. Over 13,000 corona positive patients have been discharged from hospitals. The rate of recovery of corona positive patients has improved to 66%. Arijit Chakraborty, AIR News, Kolkata.
In Karnataka, an Ayurvedic doctor, Giridhar Kaje, has carried out the clinical trial of Ayurveda medicines for COVID-19 cure in Bengaluru. The trial, approved by the Ethics Committee of Bengaluru Medical College with approval from the Clinical Trials Registry of India, was carried out in the Victoria COVID Hospital on 10 COVID-positive patients. More from our correspondent.
Dr. Giridhar Kaje has said that the clinical trial of Ayurveda tablets on 10 corona-positive patients in Victoria COVID Hospital has proved effective. Speaking to AIR today, he said that the patients were cured of COVID virus in 9 days and tested negative of the virus.
Within 4 days after starting, these two Ayurvedic medicines, namely Bhaumya and Satmya tablets, the cure was established within 3 to 9 days. Because of this result, what we are urging to the government is try these medicines with the higher number of patients so that result can be established further. If the same medicines are given for some 10 days time, we can bring down the positive cases drastically. Moreover, we are ready to surrender all rights and formula to the government so that we are not going to market the same tablets in the future.
Dr. Kaje says that more the number of samples tested, more will be its approval ratings. Sudhindra from Bengaluru.
In Tamil Nadu, the total number of COVID-19 cases has crossed the 1 lakh mark, with the state reporting 4,329 new cases yesterday. Analysts say the figure reached a little over 50,000 in 103 days after the reporting of the first case in the state in March. In the next 16 days, it doubled to 1 lakh. More from our correspondent.
Keeping in pace with the growing COVID-19 caseload, hospital bed capacity is also witnessing an expansion. The Stanley Medical College Hospital in Chennai has now 800 beds to treat COVID-19 patients with moderate to severe symptoms and those with comorbidity conditions. The State Health Minister Dr. Vijay Bhaskar has said an additional 400 beds are being established there. The National Institute of Aging in the city is also getting ready to accommodate about 750 patients with all the required support systems. At Tambaram Sanatorium, a Chennai suburb, another 500-bed facility is about to be dedicated for COVID-19 care. Though the total infection has crossed 1 lakh in Tamil Nadu, 60% of them have recovered and the mortality rate remains about 1.35%. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
The government has said that buyers' organization will have to pay 1% interest per month on late payment to vendors for purchases made on government e-marketplace GEM platform. Office of the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in a tweet said that in order to promote greater discipline and timeliness in payment to vendors, especially micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, the government has issued an order to levy interest on late payment. This will be applicable for all procurements made from 1st of October this year.
President Ramnath Kovind will inaugurate the Ashadh Purnima celebrations being observed as Dharma Chakra Day from the Rashtrapati Bhavan today. The celebrations are being organized by the International Buddhist Confederation in partnership with the Union Ministry of Culture. On the occasion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will deliver a video address to emphasize the teachings of Lord Buddha and the eightfold path shown by him. Dharma Chakra Day commemorates Lord Buddha's first sermon to his first five ascetic disciples at the Deer Park in Risipatana in present-day Sarnath near Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah held a meeting with senior officials yesterday to review the preparedness and measures taken to deal with monsoon and flood situation in the country. The Home Minister directed officials to develop a well-planned scheme to reduce flooding and minimize loss of lives and property. Mr. Shah emphasized on better coordination between different agencies to have a permanent system for forecasting of floods and rise in water levels in major catchment zones of the country. The Home Minister instructed officials for timely action to provide permanent solutions to the perennial flood problems in Bihar, Uttar Pradesh and northeastern states. In order to ensure timely releases of water and prevention of flood, Mr. Shah directed the Ministry of Jal Shakti and Central Water Commission to review and assess the data on real storage capacity of major dams. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has sanctioned an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees each for the next of kin of persons who lost their lives due to floods in Assam from Prime Minister's National Relief Fund. Mr. Modi spoke to Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal yesterday and reviewed the situation in the wake of flooding and landslides in parts of the state. The Prime Minister has assured all possible support from the centre to help those affected. The India Meteorological Department IMD has predicted heavy to very heavy rainfall at isolated places in Mumbai and adjoining coastal districts and issued an orange alert for today. In the wake of this forecast, Mumbai civic body has kept all its systems on alert and well equipped to tackle any eventuality taking place due to rising water levels. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
Heavy rains lashed Mumbai and other parts of Maharashtra throughout the night. The Indian Meteorological Department has predicted heavy to very heavy rains for Mumbai and many of its neighbouring districts in the next 24 hours. In the wake of this alert, BMC has ordered all its concerned departments to remain alert and well equipped. 3 units of the National Disaster Response Team for the BMC area have been instructed to be ready for immediate help in case of emergency. Coordinating officers of the Indian Coast Guard, Navy have also been asked to be alert. Among the emergency relief agencies, coordination officers of various agencies including police, fire brigade, traffic police, BEST, health department and rainwater harvesting will remain present in the main control room. Madhuri Pange, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Bihar, 14 people lost their lives and 9 others were injured in lightning and rain-related incidents across the state during the last 24 hours. The fatalities were reported from 6 districts, with Vaishali accounting for the highest number of 6 deaths, followed by 3 deaths in Samastipur. 5 persons died in 4 districts of Lakhisarai, Gaya, Jamui and Banka. Meanwhile, weathermen have cautioned people to remain alert as more lightning strikes are expected in the next 24 hours in different parts of the state. Apart from warning for lightning strikes, forecast has also been issued for rainfall. People have been advised to remain indoors during the bad weather. Now a look at the weather updates for other cities for today. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, minimum temperature was recorded at 29 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 38 degrees. The city is likely to have a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature was recorded at 18 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be around 32 degrees. City will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon and evening. In Gilgit, minimum temperature was recorded at 16 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be 35 degrees. The sky will be mainly clear, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon and evening. The sky in Muzaffarabad will be mainly clear. The city witnessed a minimum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius, while maximum temperature is expected to be around 40 degrees. Delhi is expected to have thunderstorm with rain. Minimum temperature in the national capital was recorded at 30 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be at 40 degrees. In Hyderabad, the sky will be generally cloudy with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Bengaluru experienced a minimum temperature of 21 degrees. Maximum will be 29 degrees. Ahmedabad will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Era of expansionism over. PM's warning to China on Ladakh visit. Headlines for Hindustan Times. Expansionists are either erased or forced to retreat. The Economic Times quotes PM Modi, while the Financial Express cites him saying, metaphorically, our Krishna plays the flute, also uses Sudarshan Chakra. No power gear from China, Pakistan is another front page story in the Economic Times. Capital on course to going to past peak by early August if it maintains a steady decline in COVID cases, the Hindustan Times quotes public health experts. Parliament to use both virtual and physical platforms for monsoon session, notes the Pioneer. Curbs held 4 metros meet clean air targets, the Times of India writes. Unprecedented lockdown measures help Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata and Bengaluru achieve 95% of their 2024 National Clean Air Program targets in a short span of 74 days. And finally, Vande America. United Airlines may fly into India along the lines of Vande Bharat mission in a respite for people stranded in the US, reports the Economic Times.
And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds bravery of Indian soldiers in Galwan Valley, says world has taken note of India's strength. India will not allow import of power supply equipment from China without government permission, says Power Minister. ICMR asks states to encourage private laboratories for NABL accreditation to ensure quality COVID-19 testing. Government postpones JEE and NEET examinations in view of COVID-19 pandemic. Home Minister Amit Shah reviews preparedness to deal with monsoon and flood situation in the country. And President Ramnath Kovind to inaugurate Dharmachakra Day celebrations on Ashadh Purnima from Rashtrapati Bhavan today. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.